All right. Today, we're going to be talking about is on the screen, producing momentum in moments of sorting. I know that's a mouthful, but that's what I began to hear as I began to prepare for this day and prepare for you, the listening and viewing audience. And I kept hearing the word momentum. And then I was asking and studying and saying, how do we produce it right in the midst of sorting? And then right at the end of that, you have to be able to declare, and I can't come down. I'm sure you know where we're going with that. But how do you produce momentum in the midst of sorting? Our scripture base, there's a lot of definitions and things I want to get to before I break down the scripture, but this is the portion of the scripture that I want to leave in your hearing today is Nehemiah 6:3. And the part of the passage that says, I am doing a great work so that I cannot come down. Do I have anybody that can already attest to that passage of scripture that I'm doing it? And I want some of you today to begin to ascribe that to your life, that you are doing a great work and you will not, and you cannot come down. So again, our subject today is producing momentum in moments of sorting. Have you ever been in a season where you're trying your best to move forward, but there's just so much to sort through? Do I have anybody that's experienced those moments that as you're moving forward, you're still sorting things out? There are things that you're trying to make it make sense sometimes. And the sorting, it could be moments where your mind is full and your emotions could be all over the place because of decisions, and you got decisions to make. And then you have people that's depending on you and responsibilities that's pulling you in every direction. And in the middle of all of that, you can even ask yourself, and if you're not asking it, but somewhere consciously, self-consciously, you're actually thinking, can I really reach my goal while I'm trying to sort out all of these things? Or while I'm trying to untangle some things that's going on. It could be an untangling tongue twister internally that you're thinking through and you're trying to sort all of these things out. Do I have anybody that sorting and those things, or you're trying to figure out, how can I continue to make progress? Or you feel that your goals are taking a back seat because you have to sort out things or untangle things. Well, I came by to tell you today that even though you may be in the midst of a sorting, even though you may be in the midst of untangling, I came by to tell you that you still can make progress. Absolutely. You can make progress because this thing is real, and we have to begin to become aware of these different not actions, but things that come against us or come to us. It's not really against, but things that we have to go through sorting stuff out. I don't know about you, but I got a lot of things on my plate, different things, different decisions to make. So I come to encourage you that you can produce momentum in the moments of sorting. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Here it is. So how do you handle the sorting? Determines, here are two things. I need you to hear this very clearly. How do you handle the sorting determines whether you stall or you build momentum. I said something right there. Did you hear what I said? How you handle the sorting and the untangling determines whether you will stall. Someone put it in the comments, stall, 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 or build momentum. We know what stall is, but just for the sake of reminder, let me give you a couple of definitions of what stalling is. The general definition for stall is to do what? Is to it means to stop or delay progress, especially when forward motion was expected. In everyday terms, a stall happens when movement slows down or it comes to a halt. Not always because of a lack of ability, but often because of, here it is, distractions or fears, confusion, or even being overwhelmed. So, in the spiritual or in the personal context, to stall spiritually means to pause your purpose. Here it is, to delay your obedience or hesitate in your calling, often because you're trying to figure things out. But instead of moving through it, you get stuck in it. Do you hear what I'm saying? So I want you to see today that sorting things out doesn't have to stop you. Oh, I'm going to make it personal. Sorting doesn't have to stop me because I have to sort through things, untangle things, deal with things. I do not have to stop. I don't have to stall or even slow down. Come on. And here it is. Sorting really doesn't mean that you're stuck. I hope I'm helping someone this morning. Sorting doesn't mean you're stuck. Here it is. Come in. It means you're stewarding. S-T-U, not S-T-U, S-T-E-W-A-R-D-I-N-G. Steward, stewarding. I know. Come here. I wrote it down, got a definition. What does it mean? When I say you're not stuck, you're stewarding, I mean, this is my definition to stewarding in this context is you're managing your emotions. You're making hard decisions. You're organizing priorities, dealing with people, all with the intention of still honoring God and staying in purpose. Thank you, Janice. Stewarding. Do you hear me? I come to encourage you today that we will reach our expected end. You will reach your expected end. Do not give up on your purpose. So you're not stuck. You got to begin to declare, I'm stewarding. I'm managing emotions. I'm making hard decisions. I'm organizing priorities and dealing with people. That's that untangle. That's that sorting. So sorting is stewarding. You got to start seeing it as stewarding and not stuck. Did you hear what I'm saying? You got to see it as stewarding and not stuck. So as you're having to sort through things, you begin to see it as I am stewarding. I'm managing these emotions. I am aware of it. I am not disconnected from it. I see it and I'm stewarding. I am being a steward of everything that's, see, stewarding is another part of I see it and I'm just not going to ignore it, but I'm going to get in here, do what I'm supposed to do, take my hands off of what I need to take my hands off of it while I'm honoring God and staying in purpose. All right. You're not giving up. That declare it. I'm stewarding. I'm not stuck. I'm not stuck. Even with sorting. So we are not Come on. I hear you. And you have so much. So now when revelation comes and begin to give you another language, guess what revelation does? Revelation gives you another way to look at it and give you language that you can use, all right, to move your emotions or begin to shift you into another place. Do you hear what I'm saying? So now I'm saying I'm not stuck, right? And I'm stewarding. As I'm sorting things out, my sorting is stewarding. So now I have to stop and begin to look at it and begin to put things in place, because I'm going to tell you, things are not going to stop coming in your life to bring whatever it brings. So we have a responsibility that I am going to steward it and not get stuck in it. Did that make sense to anybody? You might not have all the answers yet. You might be working through the confusion or working through concerns. But if you stay faithful, if you keep showing up, if you move one step at a time, here it is. God will meet you in the movement. While you're moving, while you're stewarding, come on. He's going to meet you right in that movement. Do you hear what I said? He's going to meet you. You can't lay down. You can't just sit with your hand under your chin looking around while all these other things are around you. You got to start stewarding your emotions. Steward those things that's around you as you're sort of putting things in the right place. You do realize everything can't be number one. You do know that, right? Everything can't be at number one. Something's going to have to be number two. Something's going to have to be number three. Come on, something's going to have to be number four. But we have a tendency of making everything important. The most important thing I need to do. No, you got to replace it. It has to find another place. You can't do everything at number one. And that is where, if you're not careful, you'll get stuck because you feel like, oh, it's just so much. Put them in the right order. Put them in the right order. They even tell you well, there are those that say it. I remember, even in finances, if you're trying to break down and become debt free, there are those that say, if you look at your highest one, it will, my goodness, make you feel so defeated. But if you got some smaller ones, come on, you hit those. You hit those and you knock those out first. Start knocking out the smaller ones. And then as you knock out the smaller ones, you're coming towards the larger one. Same thing with your life. You got to deal with those things. And if you don't have if you don't have the what it needs to go in and tackle that one, start hitting the small ones. Do you hear what I'm saying? And we have to begin to recognize that I have to steward my life. Come on. What did I say stewarding is? You are managing your emotions. You're making the hard decisions or making the decision. Come on. You're organizing priorities. You're dealing with people. Come on. And with all with the intention that you're still going to honor God. So let's look at the word momentum very quickly. Producing momentum in moments of sorting. Is there anybody that said, wow, I'm sorting things out? Thank you for helping me to recognize some things where I am right now. I'm sorting things and it's okay. But when we look at the word momentum, here it is. Momentum isn't just about speed, y'all. Many times when we hear the word momentum, automatically speed, that the process of but momentum is also about direction and movement. Then we just mentioned movement. That's momentum. When you keep going and you keep doing, when you keep processing and pushing, that's momentum. You can be moving slowly and still have momentum. You can be figuring things out and still have momentum. As you're figuring out, do you not realize that you're moving forward? It's pushing you closer to where you need to be. Do you hear what I'm saying? That is momentum. This is something that I heard as I was studying. This is my quote. Don't allow someone else's speed cause you to forfeit your focus. Did you hear what I said? Don't allow someone else's speed cause you to forfeit your focus. In other words, don't sacrifice your focus trying to match someone else's speed. Y'all, come on, stop looking at the pace that someone else is going, that you begin to compare it to yourself and you forfeit your focus. Mm-hmm. And just because, here it is, just because they're moving fast doesn't mean you're behind. Why do you measure the speed or the progress of someone else to your progress and success? We have to get our eyes off of the progress of others. And just because they're doing it, it's moving. Stop thinking that something's wrong with you because you're not moving at their pace. Let's stop that. Let's not do that to yourself. Stop doing that. Oh, they got so much. Stop. Yes, I celebrate what they're doing. I celebrate them. But I will not, and you will not, compare yourself to someone else's progress. Just because they're moving fast don't mean you're behind. Come on. Stop it, y'all. And you're anybody be real today. We'll put ourselves in that place, or we'll see, here it is. You'll see someone else's child seem like they're going and they're getting all of this, and then you begin to put the pressure on your own children. Come on. You put the pressure on everybody else, your kids. Well, so and so, they already got accepted and they got this and that. Stop putting pressure on them. Don't do that. I hear some of us. Sometimes they need to be motivated. You you know you've done well in motivation. Their direction may be in a different way. All right. So let's not just lump it in, but you understand what I'm saying. We have to make sure that we don't even teach our children that and teach this other generation that, because they'll become very disheartened because they're not where somebody else is if you keep it in their face. I'm just saying that for somebody, for now or later. Don't do that. If you celebrate that person, don't put them in the place of comparison, because there could be something else. There's another movement, another momentum in them that needs to be tapped into. That's a whole nother story. I'm in my mentorship thing for kids now. That's where my mind is. Come on. So momentum is the force that builds when you keep going, even when everything hasn't been sorted yet. Do you hear me? So many of us hit a sorting season. Some of us are in it right now. You're in a sorting season. It could be emotionally, spiritually, even in relational. And you have to be careful that you don't stall, as we spoke about earlier. Because if you're not careful, we'll pause everything because I'm in a sorting season, and we may even tell ourselves, well, I'll move when it's clear, or I'll get back to it when I feel ready. But let me tell you, faith doesn't wait for everything to be perfect. Faith doesn't wait for everything to be perfect. And we have to make sure that we do not continue to pause while we're sorting things through. What is our word today? We're stewarding and not stopping. Come on. We're going to steward. And in you stewarding, you're still making progress. Do you hear me? Scripture as our scripture out of Nehemiah 6:3. I am doing a good work so that I cannot come down. In other words, Nehemiah was saying, I've got momentum. I've got a mission. I can't be distracted by all this side conversation and inner conflict or even my own questions. I can't come down. All right? Some of you understand. I'm just jumping into the scripture and the backdrop of this passage. He's rebuilding this entire. If you want to gain understanding on moving forward and building in difficult situations, read the entire book of Nehemiah. Start from chapter 1, and especially when you get to chapter 6, chapter 7, read it, and you're going to begin to see the mindset and the posture that we all need right now, because sorting things out is real. Things happen is real. But the call on your life hasn't changed. What he's called you to do, what he's assigned for you to do, it hasn't changed, even in the midst of sorting and in the midst of trying to understand what season this is. And hear me today. Your call hasn't changed, and the work, come on, in you is still great. Are you hearing me? And the vision is still valid. I'm talking to somebody. So you have to do just like Nehemiah. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying? We have to change our posture and begin to make the declaration, just like Nehemiah, and telling everything around you, I will not come down. See, in Nehemiah, let me tell you something about Nehemiah. Let's go to, I think I put the scripture here. In order to understand verse 3, you got to understand verse 2. Here it is. You got to understand in Nehemiah 6, his enemies, Sanballat and Geshem, invited him to a meeting. Here it is. Y'all going to laugh, but here it is. They had invited him to a meeting in a village in the plain of, in the village, in that area of, oh no. That's what it looks like to me. Y'all see it on the screen? It's right there in verse 2. What did it say? Then Sanballat and Geshem sent unto me, saying, come, let us meet together in some one of the villages in the plain of oh no. But they thought to do me mischief. See, he already knew that this meeting that they wanted to do, it wasn't for any good. Do y'all see that? Oh no. O-N-O. I don't know how much clearer it can get for us today. It sounds, come on. But Nehemiah saw through it. They weren't trying to collaborate with him. They were trying to distract and delay and to destroy the work he was doing. And his response, and it still echoes today. I am doing what? A great work. Come on, somebody need to say it. I am doing a great work. So I cannot come down. I could, but I can't, because the work in me is calling me to stay put. Oh, I need somebody today to look at what's inside of you, and you begin to declare that I will not come down. Here it is to the unmarried people. I will not come down. I'm not going to sacrifice my mind. I'm not going to sacrifice my body for anybody. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say, oh no, I'm not coming. I'm doing a good work. I will not entangle myself with. There's certain places I just will not go. I'm not coming down. You can go, but I choose not to. I don't want to be distracted or delayed. And I don't want the work that he's put in me to be destroyed. Every invitation that is called, that's calling on you, isn't an opportunity. Some meetings are really traps. Some calls to talk are really distractions from your assignment. So next time somebody try to pull you down emotionally, spiritually, you got my permission to tell them, I can't come down, not even to, oh no, I'm not coming. I'm not coming. I will not abandon this position to deal with that. I can't come down. I'm sorry. I understand the invitation, but I can't. And there are things that in life, when you're making progress and you're trying to sort things through, every place is not a good place for you. Every conversation is not a conversation for you. And I say the people I said, it's just not good for you right now. And we have to begin to steward. Yes. All of us, we have to steward this season of our life. What is it I'm going to do? Let me talk to my unmarried people. Even you have vision, you have sight, you have what you have. And when you're looking or waiting on that significant of that spouse, that person in your life, stop overlooking red flags. Stop looking at things that that's not going to work. Well, he's not in church like he did, but wait till he get in the church then. And if he's for you, you don't have to steward that. You need to let God work on that, because if you start it, you're going to have to complete it. So what is it? Hear me. What are you going to do? Especially with our I don't like to call it single, but the unmarried ones, those that are not married yet. Our process of thought, your process of thought has to be in another place. God, I want your will. So I'm going to stay up here. And if he's for me, I don't have to come down. Hear me. He'll get a ladder and say, how can I help? Y'all get that later. Come on. I'm not going to come down. I have to stay there with anything. That's with ministry. That's with a lot of things. We cannot come down. Stay on the wall. Thank you so much for watching today's message. If something stirred your spirit, encouraged your heart, or gave you clarity for your next, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs it today. Until next time, keep pressing, keep praying, and keep believing.